Hello and welcome to 5Tech. This is Abbas. In today's lesson, we are going to talk about basic Linux commands pertaining to files and directories. We shall discuss how to check the OS. Very first thing, you have a very simple command called as uname, which says which OS you're using. So in Linux. So it's obviously Linux. You want more details about it? Uname-a gives you more details. This is Linux, and out here you find this is a kernel version and so on. Now let me give you an idea to how exactly to check who has logged in. To know login details, we start with a very simple alphabets. Very simple. W, it's who logged in. W, you find who is the user, terminal, from, login, idle, and all that. More details. WHO, it gives you again another way of another output. Who am I? Remember root, because out here you find a hash symbol which says the user is a root user. Now who space am space I, this way also I can use who am I can use as a single word, or who space am space I too, but both gives a different output. Now let me start with directories. Mkdir, it's just like the way you have folders in Windows, same way we call directories, which are quite synonymous. So I say mkdir. It's very simple to understand. The way you speak some of the words as short form or send WhatsApp messages or SMS. It's like MAKEDIRECTORY, make directory. So this as a short form, you can say mkdir, make directory. And the directory name, I'll use directory name as 5Tech, and it's done. Now I got to check whether it's there or not. So I just type ls. Out here you find a directory in the name of 5Tech. Now which directory is my present working directory? Usually we use pwd. It stands for print working directory. So out here you see user / means root, and / home is another directory, and in the last you have a / again root. By default everybody falls under root. Now I want to change into a directory called as 5Tech. So I just type cd space 5Tech, do pwd, you find. So 5Tech is under ec2-user, and this is under home, and home is under /. The best part about Linux that you find, you don't have to do pwd also. Out here it displays which directory I'm working right now. My present working directory, but it says print working directory. It's fine. It's easy to understand. So you have 5Tech, but I use pwd command to know 5Tech is under which directory, and so on. Relevance. So this is one thing. Now under this directory I can create a null file called as touch a space b space c, and I do ls. We shall discuss about null files later, which has timestamp. So I created with touch a space b space c, and I have here. Now again I'm going to make another directory called as 5Tech 1. Okay, now it's very clear 5Tech 1 is under 5Tech. So again let me descend or change into cd space 5Tech 1. So it's like a folder. I have a folder on Windows, in Windows, called as 5Tech, and another folder inside that folder I create, it's called as 5Tech 1. Very simple. So I say 5Tech 1. If I've just changed into 5Tech 1. So if I do pwd now, it gives a very clear output here. 5Tech 1 is under 5Tech, and so on. So if I ask you which is my present or present working directory or print working directory, so you got to say 5Tech 1. Very clear. This particular directory, the first directory on the right hand side, the one which I've highlighted, that would be your working directory, print working directory. So presently I'm into this. Now another directory, another file I'll create under this, touch space c space d space e, and I say ls. All right. So this is how I create some null files within this, or files with timestamp. Now if I give a command called as pwd, so 5Tech 1 is under 5tech. So how do I go one directory back? Very simple language. cd space dot dot, or you say parent directory of 5tech1 is 5tech. I'll say cd space dot dot. Just see the output, you would understand what exactly it is. Let's see things practical. It makes life easy. pwd. So 5tech1 was under 5tech. So out here cd space dot dot takes one directory back or to its parent directory here. Now again let me give cd space cd space 5tech1. You may have a question, how do I go back in case two directories? Very simple command. So if I do pwd right now, so I see 5tech1 is under 5tech. The previous command that I gave was cd space dot dot. It took from 5tech1 to 5tech. This right now, remember, very simple, cd space dot dot slash dot dot. Out here how many dots we have? 2 dots. So just see what happened. Just keep in mind 2 dots. If I say enter and I give a pwd command, I see that it's taken back 2 directories. We have gone back to 2 directories. So cd space dot dot, this is what happens. Okay, right now again let me go to 5tech. Okay, enter cd space 5tech1, and if I do pwd, what I see? Again I'm back to 5tech1, 1 directory, 2, 3 and 4. Out here you see a slash. Remember, it's a root. Under root you have home. Under home I have ec2-user, then 5tech and 5tech1. If I just type cd and I say enter, and you see a tilt mark here, tilt mark here, you should understand that this particular symbol of tilt, remember, cd takes me directly to root, whichever directory I'm in. Maybe I've just shown you 1, 2, 3, 4 directories. You may be under 6th or 7th directory till here. If you just type cd and enter, check with pwd, you would be in root. So right now, remember one thing. Now again, let me make a directory called as mkdir 5tech. Now you may have a question, how come a directory with same name, we can create another directory? It's very simple. Remember, if you are in a different location, I repeat again, if you are in a different location, you can have a directory with same name. If you are in same location, you cannot have a directory with same name. Out here you see 5tech1 was under 5tech, 5tech was under ec2-user, ec2-user was under home. But right now I am in root. That means my location has changed. That's how I have created. Let's try again out here. If I give ls, it's to list. Always have a habit of remember how to study. I always say these 4 steps which I ask people to follow, especially in IT. Create, check, edit, delete. These 4 instructions I always give people. This personally I advise to all my students since last 10 years or 15 years that I'm into training. So I always tell people, follow these 4 steps. Create, check, edit and delete. Okay, right now ls I give. Let me check again. Okay, ls, this is enough. Let me create again in the name of 5tech. See what message we give. Make directory cannot create directory 5tech because file exists. You may get confused that it says file exists and we are creating directory. Remember my very first few words that I had said. There are different types of files. Even directory is a file in Linux. It's very simple. Now here, what I would do is I should say 5tech space 1. Clear? Now if I do pwd, actually I'm cd space 5tech. Okay, if I do pwd, I'm in 5tech. Now let me create touch space abcd ls. So out here it's very clear. Now I say cd space dot dot. Remember one thing, I created a directory called as 5tech. Then I said cd space 5tech. Actually 5tech is under root. That means within this directory I created a null file or a touch file, a space b space d, and I said ls, and out here you find there are 3 files which are under 5tech. That means this particular directory called as 5tech has 3 files within within its directory, within 5tech. So how do I remove? Very simple command. I have rmdir space. If I say 5tech, look what message is it displays. rmdir failed to remove 5tech directory, not empty, directory not empty. Let me tell you, directory not empty means I created a directory called as 5tech, and in 5tech I created some ABD files. So that means even if it has a single file, okay, a directory having a single file, you cannot delete, because it's called as non-empty directory. Okay, it's not empty, it says, or it's a non-empty directory. So how do we remove? Remember, rm space hyphen r space, and what is the directory name? Called as 5tech. If I say it questions, see, first thing, it descends into directory. If I say yes, okay, first I've descended into it. Now this particular command, you can save some files and you can remove some files. See, I said A, I want to remove, okay, B, I don't want to remove, okay, D, say okay, yes, I want to remove. So very clear, I have deleted or removed A, and B no, and D yes. So I just got to say remove directory, okay, yes. Now look at this, what happens. Now I got to say cd space 5tech, clear. Now if I say ls, out here you must have seen here abd, there were 3 files, but I removed only 1 file out here. When I give ls, I find only B, because I said no to B, that is n means no. Now next question is there a shortcut wherein I can remove everything? Okay, now let me check this. Cd space 5tech, remember, and ls. There's a directory name called there's a directory with the name 5tech, as well as it has a file called as B. So it's very clear that this particular directory has a file. Remember, being in the file, you cannot remove a file. Very small thing, but very important thing. Being in 5tech, you cannot remove 5tech. So very first thing is type cd space dot dot, get into a proper location. Now if I say rm space hyphen rf space 5tech, R means recursively, F means force. Now see, it's out. If I do ls, I don't find. Okay, so 5tech 1 is there now. Now if it's a cd space 5tech 1, okay, if I do pwd, I'm into it. Now let me create some file called as touch space a space b. Okay, now ls for confirmation, yes, a and b, cd space dot dot. All right, now I would say rm space hyphen rf space 5tech 1. Okay, now if I give ls, I don't find this directory. This is how we work in basic directories, how to create directories. And I want to check what all we have worked on. Simply just type history command. So we have worked on 63 different options and a lot of commands. Thank you very much. We shall see more commands about files and directories in the next slide. Thank you very much.